Good morning, White Mountain Apache Tribe and viewers watching all over New Mexico, Florida, Canada, and Korea, Afghanistan. Welcome to the show. Still featuring my Rona hair. That's what my wife calls it, meaning I haven't gotten a haircut, oh gosh, since March. But anyway, welcome to another special edition to Chairwoman Gwendena Lee-Gatewood's Facebook program every Saturday, 10 a.m. Arizona time. And so right now it's 50 degrees outside, and I was hoping that we would have some snow by now. But anyway, it's was sunny earlier. But without further ado, let's welcome the Honorable Chairwoman Gwendena Lee-Gatewood.
Good
Oh,
morning.
hey.
Hey, or
Hey,
good
I see some
afternoon. Or
snow
good
in the
morning.
background.
Yeah, it's snowing. It's it's cloudy, and the snow is coming down in light flakes. Good morning, John Andreas, Mayra DeHose, my niece out in California. Always
All
good to see
right.
her. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah,
Okay,
real
all
good,
right.
real good. I'm
Brandon
having
Ellicay in Fort McDowell. Nice and sunny over there.
oh,
Yeah,
wow.
today's Essential Day too. So
Which
everybody's probably doing
means
their, we're in a shelter in place essential day, 5 in the morning till 8 at night. You can go and do your errands, get your grocery shopping, pay your bills, check your mail, that kind of stuff.
okay. So
Yeah.
it's essentially a good essential day, I guess. So essentially speaking here. All right, all right, all right. Hey, Chairwoman, um, there is a
Volume
special guest that we have from far, far away. And would you mind not introducing him this morning?
You want to introduce him?
Oh, no, 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 no.
Oh, you said
Yeah.
not introduce him.
Oh, did I? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm distracted here. Sorry
I'm
about
like, if you
that.
wanted to introduce him, yes,
Okay.
I can do that. In 2019, this gentleman and other gentlemen from another tribe in Canada all came to Apache Alliance in 2019 over here at Honda. White Mountain Apache Tribe hosted Apache Alliance, and it's a group of all the Apache tribes. And the Apache tribes are, in Oklahoma, New Mexico, Arizona, spread out. Anyway, a more unified voice. We had the summit here, and they came, and some of the words they say are exactly like how we speak. And when they spoke, it was like, wow, I can understand them. It was really neat. And this gentleman gave me my Indian name at that time. Very humbled and honored that he gave me the name, and I just thought it would be really great to check in with them and see how they're doing. He is of the Dene people who call themselves, Jerry, help me out here.
Uh,
Dene?
yeah.
Yeah, the Beaver people. And he and others, have come here before. Very unique gentleman. He's a wisdom keeper. We're so honored to have him, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Bruce Starlight from Canada. Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
We don't have the Chinook winds here, but you're in a place where they come, I guess.
Well, 50 degrees for us is a Chinook.
Oh,
Woo.
It's
Yeah,
warm.
maybe you can blow some our way this way here, and we'll get some snow soon.
Yeah.
yeah. So, well, welcome. It's good to see you again.
Well, it's good it's an honor for you to have invited me. It's always good to see our relatives.
Mm-hmm.
And I've visited most of the Apache tribes or First Nations, we call them here. throughout your country, and it's always nice to uh, talk about the stories that the commonality among our people and what it is that makes the Dene people who we are. What in the year 2000 we had a gathering, and someone from the Hikaria, he just passed, Wainwright Velarde, came with another Apache, and we told a story about the fight over a dog, and one of the reasons that we migrated and divided. And the old stories are that we were one large group in one large camp before we started our migrations. And the story of the dog goes that this dog stole some food from a teepee. The owner of the teepee killed a dog. The owner of the dog killed a man. And the clans and the bands, they rose against each other. And in the afternoon, they got tired of fighting, the killing. And so they made two long lines and they cursed one another. And they said to each other, we're not going to see each other till end times. So this Wainwright Velarde, he stood up, him and his friend, and he started crying. And then he said, I never thought I would hear that story again. That's a story that my grandma used to tell me. And I'm so glad that I'm here at this gathering of the Dene, and that you shared that story. So it's the unity of our people is something in my dreams that I hope that someday it will happen. And the socio-economic benefits of unity is so unbelievable that we can be the First Nations or the tribes that can, make a mark in history. So I've been always eager to meet with my relatives. I've met with all of you, and a lot of them, people that I started the meetings with, have passed. So again, I'm very honored to be here today. Really nice to see Jerry again, and always nice to see leaders, being active in their community this way. So it's like I said, I'm glad to be here and share some of the things that we know. And this pandemic is something that put a stop to all our lives. But it for me, what it done for me is it allowed me to rethink of my time, in I guess in this world, and in the here and now. I've actually feel better than before the pandemic. And I listen to the leadership. We have to, because they're the ones that have to look after each and every one. And as leaders, they're the ones that we're their children. And we do act however we do, like children, naughty and whatnot. But they still, love each and every one of us. So our safety is paramount in their view, and they have to make those decisions that I don't like it. Like, I got to be in by 10, and I can't go for coffee till after 6. But that's just the way it is. And then you just liken it to the smallpox epidemics. What did they do? Our stories is they they ran away in fear from the camps, and they just piled the bodies in the teepees and they moved away. And it was horrendous. And we're lucky now that we have mass communication and those things that we can rely on to stay safe. So that's how I view it, and it's a time for reflection about, Creator and our connection to the land, to the family. How important it is to have this kind of a meeting with your family, your grandchildren, your great grandchildren. So my children, it's like I'm in prison. Like my granddaughter will body slam me if she sees me on the street. No. No, they really they're very strict with me and my wife, and we sneak away, but then they find us. Just like we got a 24-hour tracking system. But anyway, those are the things that I really believe in, and I encourage the leadership not to get tired of us, because we're who we are. We're your children.
Mhm.
You're our mother and you're our fathers. So don't forget that. And you've been chosen to look after us and care for us like we're your children. And that's the hardest thing,
Mhm.
because others always don't see the same.
Chief, I was very fortunate in the past with Mr. Klein Griggs and Ramon Riley to go visit your homeland, and it's still, back here. I still see some images, and I still hear some words, and I see all the people still. It's very honorable what you were doing back then, and you're still doing now. And indeed, that's where I also was able to see the late Wainwright Velarde. He was just not too long ago the president of the Jicarilla Apache Nation, and he did pass away, and I was saddened to hear about that. But when you talked about the story earlier about the dividing, I guess I had chills. I had goosebumps right here. I think my hair was standing on my arm, and I too have heard something similar through my father-in-law, the late Roy Brown, and he had shared a similar farewell story with Apache and Navajo side. And so anyway, with your story, it's all from the dog, and here today we do have some stories with the dog, and I would like to maybe ask Chairwoman, because we're going to be having some snow coming soon, and she's already got snow, so I guess it's going to be a huge storm coming today. And so anyway, maybe we can feature an elder, Chairwoman, to tell the story about the dog that's with the crown dancers, the mountain
Mm.
spirits, and that we can save that one for a later day. But right now it is all about the Honorable Starlight here, and we're so fortunate to have him here. So Chairwoman, back to you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. And it's like that all over the place. People probably feel like they're in prison, they can't go anywhere. It's hard. And here's Councilman Arnold Beach, Mr. Starlight. It says, "Good morning. I remember when Mr. Starlight was here, the stories that each Apache tribe told during the summit. I see that Jeff Houses is watching. Jeff is from Fort Sill. Some of the elders that were here are now gone, but are always next to us in spirit. Apache tribe from First Nation, our brothers and sisters." So it's good to have family on the show. You truly are family, and your words, we needed to hear those words. And You're right. In my role, sometimes I'll speak to some of the children like I'm their mom, and hey, I want you to stay in school. Why'd you do that? Here's why I'm getting after you. Our children are our future, like your grandchildren. They're gonna be leaders and taking care of us. So it's so important that our children learn about the culture and educate and keep the stories going. And I truly am grateful for your presence today. And I wanted you to tell us some of your words in your language if you can, just so that we can hear how it sounds. I really think that's really neat.
Die asay tatle nas kus mis ya mikacha kus zite kutse ate kutse itlitina ye nane o to wunit asiyena konisle to ate kuyis nache nata na ha ye na akula hat ayin sin hat an iskat. So on one of the subscripts, someone said, "How is the weather up there in Alaska?" Us in the Fort Sill Apache, we're the only ones that are plains Dene. We're up in the Calgary area, and so that's where we are, kind of south from Alaska. We're right in the middle of Dene country, and the Dene country is massive.
It's pretty big. Tell us what you said, because I kind of recognized a little bit of sound similar to ours. Could you tell us what you said?
I was talking about the separation and the it's beyond memory that we separated, and we're still relatives from those days, and we're what else did I say? And so we're still relatives and from that day, and I'm very happy that I'm here today, and this is what I've been wishing for, and this is what I've been asking for, is what I said.
You think you can say the bear sees the fish in the water under the blue sky?
Nina kluka is chash. Nasta kutin is chashe. Yeah.
Is look fish? You kind of said that.
Yeah.
Okay. And shush is shush.
Yeah.
Is that bear? Bear?
Yeah.
The bear? Oh wow.
Well, it's like we quit saying shush a long time ago.
Huh.
Because we're not supposed to say his name.
Oh, okay.
So we call him our uncle. Nina.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
That means
Wow.
yeah.
How about water?
Water.
How about two?
Two. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, just like two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was, going to say 2 years ago, we had hosted the Apache Alliance Summit here at Honda. And at that time, it was the first year of Chairwoman's reign as Chairwoman. And we were so much wanting to have Chairman Loopy, but I guess he had gotten very ill, which we didn't know, and eventually had passed away a week after the summit. But you at Honda, in front of all the tribes that were there, did a historic thing. I thought a very honorable event that none of us expected. You gave our chairwoman right there at the top left corner a name in your way as chief and as leader from your area, Dene. And so could you talk about that name and why you did that for her?
Well, uh, I gave her the name Shotgun Woman, Donne Nikona. And then when you shorten it, you say Dutch Ishqua. And the story goes that's my great great grandfather. His name was Big Plum, and we're always at war with the Cree people, and so they raided us, and then Big Plum, Machisa Nichawa, he jumped out of the foxhole, and he attacked the Crees, and he dragged the Crees back. And the Tsuut'ina were great warriors. So every time he jumps out, Shotgun Woman would follow him. And then each time she tries to follow him, he'd push her back into the foxhole. But even that, she follows her husband. And then on one of the charges, on their way back, they found a sawed-off shotgun, and then so they captured it or they took it, and then when my great grandmother Martha was born, they gave her that name, Shotgun Woman. But she was very brave and very determined to protect the Tsuut'ina in that battle along with her husband. That was a fitting name. When we give names, we make relatives. So when I'm down in Apache, I'm going to ask for $10 from your chairwoman.
All right. Good story.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, very good story. Very humbling. Very honored. And I still have the pipe that I need you to fix for me or prepare it. But I'm so honored and humbled by that. And Chairman Lupi always gave the highest regard to your people and said that we are all one family. We're all together, and we have to look out for one another. And that's exactly what Native people are doing, looking out for one another, so that shoulder to shoulder we all rise up and we continue to fight the good fight. I'm so thankful for being on our show today. Thank you so much. And
Could I say one more thing quickly?
yeah, yes.
Me and my grandsons were at the Mescalero Apache, that sunrise ceremony. And about 15 years ago, we had a Denesusline, a Chippewan from further north, visiting us. We killed a moose, and he took the insides out, what's edible. He took the tongue, he took the heart, and he cooked it all in one pot. And I couldn't believe it. And I didn't believe it until the Mescalero, they had a real big stew pot, and they put this the whole cow they put in there, the inside, the tongue. I couldn't believe it. And so, but both of them were real good feasts, So I really enjoyed that, and I just couldn't believe the similarity. And that's thousands of years we've been apart.
Wow.
All right. Very
Well,
cool.
well, when everything calms down, we'll have to have a feast.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Yeah. Yes.
You have to come up to my place here.
Yes. Indeed.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you so much. You're in our prayers. Very, very
Thank you.
grateful to you. Yeah. God bless you, our creator. Thank you.
Yep.
Mhm.
Sure, Jerry.
Okay. All right. We'll see ya. Wow. That's pretty awesome.
I know. And the
I'm glad you
words, the words they speak.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. That's like way several states north. And we've always heard lessons that the Bering Strait or whatever and the Athabascan, and it's true. You saw it, you heard it firsthand this morning. And so very, very good that we have relatives all over this earth here, that dialect and the heart there.
Yes.
Thank you, Chairwoman, for
Yes.
inviting him. All right. Well, Chairwoman, we also have another special guest here that we'd like to learn more from and get a perspective from him. I'll pass the ball to you.
He is one of our longest serving councilmen on the tribal council, and he has a lot of historical knowledge. Had the wonderful opportunity to serve alongside Chairman Lupi for quite a long time, just like Councilman Beach has. Both of them are the most senior members of the council, and we wanted to hear from him. He has a lot of historic knowledge, and he has earned a name that is fitting. Wherever something was going on, he was there. So that means he was everywhere.
Everywhere.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to welcome Councilman Alvin DeClay Sr. He represents District 3. Good morning, sir.
Hey, good morning, Chairwoman. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me to be your guest here. You and Jerry over here. Yeah, it was great to. Yeah, it was great to listen to that a gentleman over there, Starlight.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when he was up in Honda, say, "You guys come up here." So I was looking at the map, and it's way over there. They're like about 100 miles south of the North Pole. Wow. I don't know, if we can go up there, we'll probably freeze here.
I know. Yes. This is probably nothing to them. I mean, probably the t-shirt weather.
Yeah, they're probably just laughing about you right now.
I know. Look at her all bundled up.
Yeah, probably their snow is probably all the way up to the roof there behind you.
Yeah.
The windows are, yeah.
Yep.
But anyway, yeah. Thank you for being your guest here again.
Sure, thank you. Tell us when you first started as a tribal councilman.
I became a council member back in 1992 when one of the council members was resigned from his position. So I took over, and ever since I became, and then I don't know, I think I'm going on my 24th year now. So that's really a long time. Thinking back, and my kids would tell me, "Golly, that been there that long." So I said, "Yeah." Well, anyway, I was 31 years old. I was the youngest then, but now it seems like I'm the second oldest. To Councilwoman Bush, and I think it's getting easier and it's getting harder because, well, on the hard side, I think it's because of the new technology that's coming in. And I have to give my phone to one of my daughters to get it going for me. I'm not going to say how, but and then some computer. I have to ask one of them again. I think they get tired of me when I do that. Yeah, back then it was just like a typewriter, When I first started out, I was fast on that, but now it's kind of hard because I have to go through. And we have something called email, Man, really, I think that's like about 60% of our jobs now, That's back then. Our secretary used to, okay, I'll take it down there for you. She would jump in and go to Fort Apache, or she would jump in and go to 7 Mile School or East Fort Newton School for me, But anyway, it's the email, But like I always said back then, I was the youngest, the fastest, and the smallest.
Mr. DeClay, I have a question. I know you support the youth, especially in student athletes. Right now should have been the middle of the high school basketball season, and you serve as the public address announcer at Alchese High School for the home games. But as you know, and the audience may know, that the AIA or the 3A East, which I'll just say is a part of, decided to forego the entire season. And I know a lot of people here are, fans. They really love the game of basketball, but more focusing on that, the youth, the student athletes that are, cannot be playing, I guess. You want to say and offer something to them and just kind of put a little, shed some light on that?
Yeah, my son is supposed to be a senior this year.
Yeah.
You could tell that he is very frustrated, very upset. And I think there's a lot of kids out there that, have, I was reading Independent, and then there's some people, or Arizona Public, and there's a column in there that there's a student, two students, a boy, a girl that was a senior, and then the boy was a sophomore. They're both supposed to play basketball, but the parents said no, because of the virus. And then I like what the parents said. I think life is more precious than sports. You can play sports any day. So I say that to my kids also, my son. And but it's a lot of kids out there. I think listen to your parents. I think that's the only way that we will overcome this virus. Jerry talking about student athletes. Man, I tell you what, we had a good baseball team too last spring, and we had a good girls softball too. And I think both of them would have went far into the tournament. Even one of them would have brought back the state
I think
first
so.
ever.
I think you're right.
We had a real good batting team, good defense, and I think we had 3 good pitchers. So with the girls, we had the Lister girl. Man, she could throw, she could pitch, and then we had Wiley pitching for the other girls, for the boys, and those good. I think it's really upsetting. I'm upset that this year could have been a good football team also, and then basketball going into 3A, I think would have shocked a lot of people. But yeah, it really hurts. And then as a parent, I get upset too thinking about it early, but I don't show it, But I think my son is really upset. And then I know there's a lot of students out there like that, and they're transferring out to different schools. But and I really wish we could have been getting ready for the state playoffs here in about a couple weeks here, or the regionals. But yeah, it really hurts. But it's like that one lady said, it's life is more precious than sport. We can play sports any day.
Yes, that's true. Chairwoman, back to you.
Tell us a little bit about your time working on the rodeo. I know you also are a cowboy, and my brothers were telling me that you were a bullfighter, that you fought bulls as a rodeo clown, and you did some rodeo events too. And even though you're just busy and you are everywhere and you're helping the people, you're still finding time to do the things that you enjoy. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I think Chairwoman, I think I'm looking at this some videos about these bull riding, and I see those rodeo clown bullfighters. Man, I tell you what, I'll never do it again. Looking at it, I wonder how did I do that? How did I do what did I have in me that promote me to do those things? But man, it's looking at it scary. How some of the rodeo clowns get way out there, get hit, and they about 20 yards away. They're being thrown by these 1,000-ton, maybe 1.5-ton bulls. But I don't know how I did it. But I went to a lot of rodeos, like you said. I went to Springville. I went to Shoal. I did most of the rodeos up here. Pine Top, when they still had rodeo, Snowflake. And then I think the biggest rodeo I did was up in Flagstaff, Pine Hill Rodeo. And then over here at Cabo Fair. But back then I didn't have any pads like these. Nowadays they have these what do you call it, chest protectors, and then also the hip protectors. These rodeo clowns have those, but back then all I had was a short pants or whatever, it's a regular t-shirt. And I think about it, but I did a lot of that, and yeah, I did, and I would say I say a couple of bull riders, even I think that's how I got recommended to fight some bulls up there in Sholo, and the Tuckfield boys up to Snowflake, and then the Crestwell boys, they used to ride up there. Then I did some fighting Navajo land, also Ganado, Chinle, and then when that ceremonial days were beginning to get bigger, I fought bulls over there, but now it's getting big. It got bigger, ceremonial days in Gallup. By the way, I had well, you can say I had a lot of fun doing that, but like I said, looking back at man, that's I don't know how I did. And then with the rodeos, I did serve on the Fair Commission for 22 years, I think it is, and I did junior rodeo, I did masters rodeo, and I did the regular show. I think I did all three for 3 years, and then I always recommended to do a women's rodeo back then. I think it was back when you were a rodeo queen back in 1930
Way
something.
back.
92,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
way back in the
93.
day.
Yeah, I remember when that's the time I approached the rodeo committee, fair committee. I said, let's do a women's rodeo, and they think it was funny, I said, we got barrel racing, we got breakaway for them. But now today, you see, we have a lot of the last 2 years, we had a lot of attention from different top cowgirls from all over the nation. Now they're going to be coming, and they were making plans to come again this past year, but we will get there, and again, and then I did junior rodeo, and Aaron Senegini, when he first won his saddle here as a junior division, he talked about it on the travel fair on KNB when he was interviewed. I don't know who interviewed him, Fort Bass or something, but he said that was the first saddle I won here. And I remember him because I was running that rodeo that time, and he won his first. And I like what he does too. Every time he ropes, every time makes a fast time, he would throw his rope into the crowd, and that's something good. And I think former councilwoman and former vice chairwoman got one of the ropes. I think Margaret Baja Walker. I think she grabbed one of it, took it away from a little girl. No, I think that rope went straight to her. So she got it, and I think she still has it. But and then Thunder in the Mountain, man, that thing is getting big, yearly, getting big and big. And I remember one time I said, living up here in Cradleboard, I was thinking about what should I do for the family night on a Wednesday night. So I saw my son, my oldest son, Mingus. He was like about 6, 7 years old, and he was playing around with the neighborhood. And they were just outside playing bull riding, and we had one big guy. They all jumped on him, and it's my turn. And I just sat there, and I was working on the car wheel or something like that. But anyway, I looked over there and snapped in my brain. So I said, hey, what about bull riding? So the first 2 years we did that, and it was hardly anybody. I was kind of like to give up. And then I remember Trouble Trigger back then, Mr. Kane told me, I don't know what you started, but keep doing it. It looks like it's going to draw more crowd. So then what came to my mind is, hey, let's honor the police officers. So we did, and man, a lot of people came. And then that following year, we did the Homer Bull Riders, Apache Bull Riders, and we just kept on going. Women firefighters, teachers, Apache teachers, and then we just went on. But a lot of people started coming out, and we invited the studio TV productions for 3 years, and it's really growing since. And I'm proud to say that Fair Commission, we really work hard. It's better, like they say, working together, you get more done, and you achieve success. That's what it's all about. Thank you, Chair.
Right.
I was going to ask a question, Chairwoman.
Yeah.
he talked about Aaron Sinigini. He's for those that might not know, has made it all the way to Las Vegas, and has won some competition there out of the 10 shows. And he also talked about Thunder on the Mountain. It's here at our new fairgrounds where it sells out in advance today. It's hard to get a ticket. And maybe one of these days it might be on CBS Sports or something. You never know. It's got that caliber. But I do want to share with him, and I don't know if he has one good memory of the Down Below fairground. The only thing I can remember, because it was in the 70s, I was a kid, and all of us, my mom and dad would throw all of us in the back of the truck. I mean, grab us and throw us into the truck, you know, like, goo, 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 goo. So we got thrown into the truck. I'm just kidding. But anyway, we would go down below, come down by the Apache Service gas station, and we know the anticipation is coming. We can't wait. And then we're going to hit the turn. We're going to hit the curve. And then boom, it's evening time. And you can see the lights. Carnival! That's the only big memory I know we all had there as kids. But what was the biggest highlight you think at fairgrounds for you?
I think the biggest highlight, well, I would say both the sunrise dances and carnival were together in one whole ground right there. Right about 200 yards away, there's a sunrise dance and there's a carnival there and there's a rodeo. So I think that was great, you know. And no way to go back there. And then I think one of the things that I like to say too is one guy, you know how all these parachutes come down, paratroopers. I remember one of them. They made a big old X in the middle of a fairground. This is where this person is going to end. And you know, everybody looked up and everyone said, "Oh!" Everybody stood up, and then one guy jumped. The first guy hit the target, and the second guy was trying to swing himself towards the arrow, but you know, to my understanding, I heard he landed in that pond down there, that silver pond.
No.
I remember that was like in 76, I think it is. And
oh my gosh!
I remember that everybody was running down there, and yeah, he was. He didn't really land right in the middle of it, but he kind of like landed to the side. But he did land in there, you know. And I remember that. I think I was like, oh, I don't want to say my age. But anyway, and then one thing that I remember also too is I remember I used to ride bulls, you know, not that good, but steer I was, but calf I was also, you know. And then I remember during the travel fair in '79, I think it is, I was in the lead. Friday night was a rodeo, and then I scored a 72, and I kept the lead all the way till, you know, back then they was doing one go. And then Monday afternoon came, and you know, I was just slipped out of there because all those good bull riders came, you know, scoring 85, 83, 80, 81, you know, 70, and kicked me out of there. And here I thought 72 was the highest score, but I was like came in like 8th place. But I remember those days, you know.
First place for 3 days, huh?
Yeah, and yeah, that's good for me, you know. I didn't get no money, but I was ahead of 40 bull riders for 3 days.
That's good.
But you know, Jerry, I rode a bull named after me, Pretty Boy. I still remember that because Adam Lipper used to be the announcer up there. You know, Adam said, "Hey, this is." I'm not going to say what he said, but
Chairwoman, I do have one more question. If you don't mind, please.
Go ahead.
Just thought of it right here. Okay, Mr. DeClay, in the Apache language, you want to talk to the people that are watching you right now as a District 3 Tribal Council leader. This coronavirus has been here since April 1. It has taken some people away from us. It still is strong out there. What do you want to say to them briefly, to the people watching?
well, Ashok, Jerry, did on the city Sunday or so. I think the guys on there on city. He called. Na fuche tizila ko dini just like lenta either one to the canceles how but just like there don't sell you no con ấy bé bị chết lệ la lại sẽ chơi đâu điều la lại ra được sao lại tu dễ bị cái ở đây tin yêu bị chết lệ ta rồi ấy bạn tin cancel lại கூட rồi anh cái ta sẽ anh con có sẽ ấy con cái ấy tao tí cái ra ở sẽ anh đang nỉ ra san ni family bạn tin cancel ni teje ni te bạn tin cancel ni money ta ni chene ni weir ni dollar ni Justin Willis da wa ai ban sin kes na aku an le ti aku zo un in takla ya guyu da bi ken tele ti da ni ti eu si bistan ti do ko bisn dira ai zo han ai le ti ni da ai han ai le ti ni da dan di thagi hain ke no tan kai shi mis tau ye wa ti do ni da stik da la ko no hana ziko ye guyu sta da he he bis di sa han de nurse le bun sishi doctor le bun sishi ein sta da he he bis di la zo bi call all let me go teda e dan din council dan clean dis sa han ka no sinyo ne da stick no histo shisto na stick ne ste kon sta e ko an shu kek ne se e sta shu kek ne se ne ko bana sta ko dan di bu ye de ne shi de te shi ke za bana sta ko shi la volin e wi shi masculine se safety glasses volin zo da wa ne ke au teo teni zo ko ra e da se ba le la ki le ke chogasha ba ajitin le ni ne chogasha da ba shtin so se o te le yo akona tin keselte di bitte sta tlente zo sanji we just as lene lona measle da sti in de he we di mitlaun di shigala da sti in de we di flu da sti da wa just as lene be ze was new Dilto da kun around la 1900s net flu still beha yane in deja how other de was it ne jiu it just stand la able to stand clear ko 1 week higher than it kayo na curricula virus chon wa ta de ni ka chon dan din de ni it just that clear zo da kan be sai in sai be sai ya ti be ji kan ti be wa be just that clear e tagi ko one is cancel la here.
Right. Thank you. Thank you. Chairwoman.
Thank you, Councilman DeClay. He brings up some very important points when he talked about being on the Fair Commission. That's a group project. He talked about being a bullfighter. He's looking out for the bull rider. That's what, we all have to do. We're looking out for one another, but we work together to make things work. And when you're in leadership, especially, tribal council, there's some pretty heated discussions, and I'm sure Councilman DeClay has seen his share of heated discussions. There's opinions, there's different, disagreements, but it's okay to disagree. But in the end, you find ways to work things out. And it's very important that we continue, whether we meet county leaders, state leaders, national leaders, that we, move forward with diplomacy and integrity and doing our best to help with the people and their needs. And I want to thank Councilman DeClay for being on the show today. And I just want to ask him one quick question. Councilman DeClay, in your leadership, all these years that you've been on the council, you've been there when the tribe fought for the water rights. You were there when just a lot of heated discussions went on for the sake of our tribal sovereignty. Game and fish matters, land matters, all kinds of different issues that come towards the leadership. What is one of the memories that you have that you hold near and dear in your heart in your time that you've been on the council that has really made a impact? Everything does, but the one that just really sticks out.
Yeah, first of all, Chair, I like to take a brief time here about me and Chairman Lupi. We always butted heads. and other council members also, a few. But let me tell you one thing. Up in Sunrise, we had a big meeting, and chairman Lippy really chewed me and one of the council members out. Man, I mean, he really yelled at us, him being our boss. But then everybody took off. Everybody took off, and then he was talking with the general manager. And then he took off. And me and the other council member, we just sat on the table, and we left after the chair about 10 minutes after he left. And then lo and behold, right between the A1 Lake and the turn off the Sunrise, we saw a car parked on the side and real flat tire. And we saw a chair standing there. So we passed him. We turned back around and we fixed his tires. And man, I tell you what, all the glow, the smile, everything he had on his face. He's probably thinking, man, I chewed these guys out earlier, and here I am. Here they are helping me out. But back then, I think that is something that we all took care of us. We understood him saying, leave politics here. Don't walk out the door with it. And I think that's kind of like what we did, and everything that we did together, like standing up and with the water rights. And then, I disagreed on some things, and then Game of Fish, there's a lot of policies that the state was trying to regulate. And we went to meetings so many times, but I think the bottom line is teamwork. We all stuck together. We all helped each other. If we didn't understand one paragraph, we would one person would ask the attorney, and then that's how we understood it. And I think that's why the attorney is there for. Hey, Habun said, you don't know, that doesn't. I never heard that back then. I never heard that back then. Serving under Chairman Lupi, and then also serving under Dallas Massey. I never heard those things. And then I never heard, well, yeah, I never heard that also. And I remember Chair Lupi, and then the late council member and former vice Reno Johnson. They always said that. People, the mentality is going to change. So don't ever say, I was told that by both of them, and then just keep focused, just keep moving forward, just the day's going to keep going, and that's what I was told all the time. And I'm very glad, because I served with a lot of great knowledgeable people, and Councilwoman CBQ, Judy the host, smart lady, and Natalie Tise, I served with those guys. Lynn Cody, who can forget about Lynn Cody and his jokes? That guy was funny. We were talking about a dog starting a dog pond over here, our immune society, and then we were talking about all these dogs roaming around. And I remember Lynn Cody said, "Doggone." But he was a good man. And then also I served with some of the council members, like I said, Reno Johnson, and then never who won't forget Herbert Tate, and then also it was really a good kept me on my feet. Alvino Hawkins, the late Alvino Hawkins, bless his heart, and bless the family also. But that guy was a smart man. He always said that to me. He said, you know what? When I was a District 3 council member, District 3 East Fort never ran out of water. He made sure, he reminded me all the time. But it was good serving with all these, elders, more like, and then that was something that I'll never forget, and I think Councilman Tise is following his dad's footstep right now, and Councilman Beach, that guy can talk a lot, but he makes sense. He's helpful. I know he's listening right now, but hello, Arnold. Anyway, but I learned, top it off, is that teamwork is the bottom line. Teamwork, whatever is said in the council meeting, like the former, the late Ronnie Lippy said, whatever is said in the council meeting, whatever we do in the council meeting, leave it here. Don't walk out the door with it. We're all one team outside. So that's the way I see it. You just come and then I'd like to make one comment. The highlight she said was 19. I forgot what year it was, but I don't remember. Dallas Massey was the chair. We went up to Rapid City, South Dakota, and I tried to tell those guys to come up here, and man, I stood there for 2 hours, and then a lot of people started coming, and then Dallas and Vice Chairman Johnny tried to walk in, but they couldn't because that line was like about 5 feet, 6 feet deep, and here I was standing in front, right below the speaker where President Clinton was going to speak, and I had a box. I saw a box, and this one guy gave me a marker, and I wrote, "White Mountain, Arizona Apaches needs help. It needs your help." And I just kept going up like this. When he was talking, I kept going up like this. And then later on, after he spoke, there was a secret agents come up to me. They pulled a thing out and it says, "Come here." And I said, "Oh dear, how these about 6 foot tall boys standing there and said, 'Come here,' dressed with sunglasses and put something in their earphone and said, 'Come here.'" And I go, the first thing to my mind is, what did I do? They come with us. Man, that scared the hell out of me. But anyway, I walked with them to a different place and then I went into a room and I said, "Man, I must be getting interrogated here." But guess what? The president himself spoke to me face to face, and it was like about just right across the table. And he said, "Where's your sign at?" He said, "It's out there. I just threw it down." I said, "What does it say?" And I told him what it said. And he said, "Yeah, that's what I thought. But what's going on?" So I told him that FEMA wouldn't help us for that Kinshasa fire that we had here. He said, "We tried a lot of things so FEMA would help." So he said, "Well, it's done. It's done. Just to be sure that it's done." So I said, "Okay." And guess what? Month and a half later, I think we approved 6.5 million. And that was the highlight of my life. And I said, man, we did it for many people here, many forest workers, a lot of people replanting our forest over here, So I think that was the most highlight of my life is speaking to the president face to face, and then he goes out there, "Consider it done." That's what his words were. "Consider it done."
All right. Good story. Good story.
Yeah, it's very good story. Viewers out there, our tribal council, we're just like people, just like you. And the virus doesn't discriminate. It'll get anybody. And this morning I was talking to Councilman Beach on the phone, and he's been in the hospital. And he was telling me about all the hardships of the people that he listened to that were in the hospital beds next to him. People moaning and groaning, people that couldn't walk or get out of bed because the virus just overtook them. And he was telling me how it plays with your mind and, all the challenges that came with being sick. And listening to him, he was like, the outside world doesn't understand the struggles of the people that are in the hospital beds fighting for their next breath that they take, and encouraging, just, even though there's people out there that don't listen, like Councilman DeClay said, Councilman Beach, all the council from District 1 to District 4, the vice, myself, everybody, the EOC, giving you encouragement to stay home, look out for one another. And if you have to go out in public, make sure you wear a mask, make sure you wear gloves or hand sanitizer, take that with you, disinfectant wipe, whatever to protect yourself. And when you come home, to do the same thing. And it's just how it is right now. And Councilman Beach, I asked him if I could tell a little bit of the story, and he said yes. And he also said, his oxygen would get low, and the White River Indian Health Service unit took good care of him. But he could hear people crying. He could hear people moaning, groaning, and every door shut with the curtains drawn. And, it just adds to the already hardship that they're going through. And he was saying that he had some roommates that came and went, and he was very encouraging to them, just spoke to them about the need to take care of family, the need to look out for one another, the need to pay attention to the protocols. And it's up to you. You know, we all have mountains to climb. I did that post this morning. We all have mountains to climb. We truly do. But we you know, I hope that your dreams are bigger than those mountains, that your prayers are bigger, and that each step you take going up that mountain, you get more courage, you get more faith, you lean more on our Creator, who is bigger than we could ever imagine and who is so good. And we overcome those mountains in our lives. And Councilman DeClay talked about some of his mountains. What are your mountains, and what has it taught you? Right now, the whole world has this mountain of this coronavirus, but we continue to work together. We continue to look out for one another. And sometimes it takes, you know, in each of your households, you just worry about your households and you call your relatives and your friends to check on them, because we can't really be going here and there to others' homes. So, you know, the lesson there is family, prayer, faith, and doing your part. And, you know, we're so happy and so thankful that Councilman Beach is out of the hospital. Councilman Tisay also in a prior meeting was explaining some of his hardships to us, and we're glad, you know, that he was telling us that he was doing better. And every one of us has encountered something one way or another. Our staff, you know, everybody, even you watching, probably know somebody that has had any type of hardship in their life. Either you've helped them, you listened, or you were a part of it directly. So, you know, going back to teamwork, the tribal council is a big team, and it's structured in a way that we move along as a group. Sometimes we don't see eye to eye. And you're like that in your own homes. You probably don't get along with your brother or your sister, or mom said something and today you're mad at mom. But you know, in the end, that we're all one big family, and we're blessed to have this beautiful land. And the ancestors, how they prayed for us, because we weren't born yet. They wanted us to have the good things. Well, we're here now, and now we're doing the same for the kids not yet born and for our children right now. So please continue to do your part. And very thankful that Councilman DeClay agreed to come on the show. And hopefully we can get each council at some point in time to come and give us their life experience, their contributions, what have you, because each one has a unique story. And I have to tell you, Councilwoman Bush sent me a photo. I was 6 months old, Jerry, and she's holding me. Yeah, she's like, that's you. I was like, oh my goodness, you know. So just very honored and thankful to Councilman DeClay that he could be here. Thankful that Councilman Beach gave me an update on how he's doing, and his beautiful wife, Arlene. You know, they have a big, beautiful family, and just very, very grateful to all the council. I know that we don't see eye to eye at times, but we work through those, and we continue to work. Yes.
Okay. Well, very good, Chairwoman. Two very outstanding guests this morning. We do have some business, some announcements, 10 of them, and so we'll breeze by them real quick, I guess, huh? And we'll get them out as best as possible. First of all, I learned that there's a vaccine clinic today. Do you know anything about it? Where, what to, when?
It's at the the White River Dental
Chiba
Clinic. The White River Dental Clinic. It's at the
Dental
clinic.
Clinic.
Yeah, here we go.
Oh,
It's today at the White River Hospital
Chiba.
Dental Clinic area. It's from 9 to 5. There's eligible groups there. Any person living on the reservation age 65 or older. Now that says any person. So any person over 65, you can go over there and get your shot. Any White Mountain Apache tribal member age 65 or older, regardless of where they live. So if you live in Snowflake, if you live in Show Low, if you live in Springerville, but you're a tribal member, you probably get your services at IHS anyway in White River, and you're 65 and older, you can go there and get your shot today. Any tribal member employed, anyone employed on the Fort Apache Indian Reservation. Now that could be your U.S. Fish and Wildlife who watch over our fish hatchery down below, the Bashes employees, H Market employees, plus tribal employees, any tribal member age 16 to 64 who have health problems that can cause complications from COVID-19, and it gives the whole list right there. If you're not sure, come in and they'll check that out for you. And a special bonus, they'll vaccinate any tribal member age 16 or older who brings an elder in to vaccinate.
good.
And that's today.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Elvin's laughing about this.
Oh,
Okay. All right. Well, Chairwoman, I'm going to get my second vaccine Monday, so I'm looking forward to that. What we want to do is to try to make this world a little bit more safer, better. And I think one way of doing that is everybody to get vaccinated. Not only do you protect yourself, guess what? You're going to, others will be protected too when you're already vaccinated. And so it's just a good, comforting feeling that later on in time, 3 months from now, the potential of almost everybody getting got vaccinated already will be a reality. And so this virus, it's got nowhere to go, and it just dies out. So that's what we want. And so, but most important is we want to protect you. Please go get your shot. Go get your shot, please.
and
All right.
the elders, and just so you know, Jerry, today's positive, we're at 153. Remember we were at 200 and something? It was a very large number, 250, 260. We're at 153 now, and positive daily increase, which means how many people became positive overnight from those tests is 5. Before it was a lot. So we're bringing it down, and it's thanks to you all working together. So keep that up, everybody.
Yes, very good information. Thank you. We needed some good news on that. Shelter in place, it's in effect right now, and it ends tomorrow night. So basically today is essential day. You mentioned that people can go get their meds or go get vaccinated or go grocery shopping or whatever it is that they need to do. They should wear their face mask, avoid people about 6 feet or large gatherings, wash their hands or get that hand sanitizer. Just be safe. Be safe. So, but today is stay at home, shelter in place. So that means just stay at home. Remember, we got to say it again. You're not stuck at home. You're safe at home. Right.
There's this right there that tells you don't host public gatherings. Don't leave your home if you're COVID positive. Don't leave your home if you're on quarantine. Don't have visitors. Don't have interactions. Don't travel to hotspot areas. Follow all precautionary measures. Today, essential day, you have the opportunity to go get your meds, go cut wood, get your snacks and food, water, exercise, pay your bills. You can go hunting if you have a current tag. You can get firewood. You need your wood permit. Check your mailbox, school learning, all of those things. It's all listed there for you.
Okay. And the people can find this on your Facebook page, correct,
Yeah.
Chairwoman? Okay,
Yes.
good.
It's also on the Emergency Operations Center's page as well.
Okay. Chairwoman, you asked me to remind you about the firewood program that's going on. What's going on with that?
Go. We have the Firewood CARES Act funding program. As of January 18, CHR will now be the contact for this firewood program. And you are eligible if you're currently under quarantine, you're an elder, 65 age or over, you're disabled, and you have a single parent household. Information that they're going to need upon request: your first and last name, your phone number, physical address, community you live in, and the number of people in your household. Now, here's the phone numbers you need to write down: 338-4822, 338-1704. That's how you're going to be able to request the wood from the wood program. And remember that for your needs. And you can always have someone watch the show, and this information will be there, because we leave the show up on our Chairwoman's page to allow you to have your family watch it later. Or if someone's at work, you can refer them to the show and they'll be able to get that here.
Okay. This past work week, I was contacted twice by email about this program. Both of them were single parents with children, and so they would qualify. So I gave them the contact number, 338-1704. And so hopefully that's working. We also mentioned Mark Tisay. He's our fire chief at White River Fire Department. He sent out an email saying that there are 2 storm fronts coming here, and the first one will be today. I didn't read what time or whatever, but I guess it must be this afternoon. But you got some of it there, and then there's going to be an even bigger one on Monday, and so I heard on the radio that it's going to be significant, over 20 inches of snow. That's what I heard. I hope so, but
We really need it.
yeah, and that's scary. Electricity can go out. It tends to happen here at White Mountain Apache Tribal Homeland, and driving is scary, especially going up. So if you're going to do your essentials, do it now. Don't wait until it starts snowing. Don't wait until nighttime when you can't see when it's snowing. So and be ready. Cover your wood pile, all the stuff you chopped, and just be ready. Just be ready. Always be ready for any emergency. And so you've been forewarned that a big snowstorm's coming. All right, Chairwoman, a very important day coming up next Sunday, a day of prayer. You declared to all the tribal employees about this event. Could you expound on it?
Yeah, a day of prayer. It's a new year. We have a new president, new vice president, a brand new start. 2020, it brought us a lot of challenges, but also it brought us good. Babies were still being born, birthdays were still happening, and God still continues to bless us. But with the 2021, with the new presidential administration and a new outlook, day of prayer is very fitting. And I have to commend a very, very wise woman who works for IHS, Cheryl Cosen. She sent me on Facebook, she said, I think it'd be a very good idea to have that. And I told her I will work on it. And then Councilman Velasquez and I were talking about a separate matter, and I told him about the day of prayer, and I asked him to assist me in getting a traditional person for that day when we go on K&B for that. And he confirmed that, and then we'll also have a Christian person to be there to pray, because traditional people, Christian people, prayer, this is what my dad and mom told me. no matter what faith someone comes from, we respect their prayer. We don't mock it or downgrade it. We're all Creator's children, and we're all praying to Him. So we leave that alone. And here on our reservation, we have all kinds of different beliefs and faith, religion-wise. But our traditional people, you practice that as well, Jerry, being a godfather to beautiful young ladies, 4, and you take both, and you move forward in life. And so very, very fitting that we include both, and that we take this new year and just take that, let's move forward with good thoughts, good prayers, good mindset, good faith, more courage, and to do what we need to do, and to continue that good fight for our people and for everyone in their homes, so that their homes are a lot happier. Things are calm. People can, work out their differences and move forward, because we really need to work together. We really need to find solutions and work them out. Sometimes what we think might be a solution might not always work. And that's where we keep chipping away at things to make it work. And just like Bruce Starlight said, we're one big family. Sometimes in your own home as mom or dad, grandma, you make a decision that the kids don't like, but in the end, it's going to benefit everybody. And sometimes in tribal leadership, we get scrutinized, and that's okay. It comes with the job. But in the end, the decisions that get made is for the benefit of everybody. And just like Chairman Lupi told me, you're not always going to get everything on the first time. That's okay. You keep working at it. Don't give up. You keep pressing forward. Handi hati banini lashin indo da warashi da hatle de alzera nan angeliyo ushtoho tana bikinach iziko. Aya hati tabi wa like so you aya counties not leyo ajo that's bayanaitin lasa binashta hati tatla bikanarish e kiuri don hibiwa chinzehon at iziki at so da koni otla instelo onta okahi beso ndeba na izikola da haji da ko chugasha yonante o chugasha ahara olerai da ko jazeli at. And I always remember that you know what, this is something boss said, and he said it comes with the job, but you keep pressing forward. And that's what we're all doing here every day. Even the viewers back home, you're pressing forward. Even though challenges may come along, you keep moving forward. And that's that Apache spirit and that Native American spirit. That spirit that's within you is from generations of DNA that's in you.
And the councilman sitting next to me, he also said one word: teamwork. And so this prayer is in the name of teamwork.
Yes.
All people, young, old, man, woman, Christian, traditional, whatever, right-handed, left-handed. So it's all for everybody, teamwork. And this is happening on next Sunday, January 31 at 9 a.m. It's also going to be on KNNB and your Facebook program.
Yes, we'll have to get our producer to put that on there.
Okay, January 31, 9 a.m., day of prayer. So we should always be prayerful every day, but for this particular day, coming together as one. That's the whole intent of that. All right, also this coming Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken, our first supervisors meeting in such a long time, since last year around spring. Chairwoman?
Yeah, we were having in-person supervisors meeting at Honda, And that was one of my initiatives when I took office. And when the virus hit, everybody just had to start taking care of what needed to be taken care of. Then we had the stay-at-home orders, the shutdowns. Nobody was going to work for a while. We all stayed home. So that got put, on the shelf. And with this new year, starting that up, even though it's not in person, that it's virtual, it'll be somewhat in this fashion. I have to hand it to the departments that have been showing up to work every day despite the pandemic. Police department, EMS, fire department, CHR, the court, the judges, the court, prosecution, the detention center, the frontline workers, the grocery store workers, maintenance, utility, everybody that's been showing up to work every day regardless, because they know that the tribe depends on them. Thank you. And that goes for your Casino Sunrise employees. That goes, to everyone that's been showing up and doing their job that they need to do. So thank you.
So this is Wednesday, 10 a.m. And should I give the phone number now or over this or not really? Probably not, huh?
Yeah, we sent the email out.
Yeah, so it's intended only for the supervisors, directors, those kinds of people that we do just have to come together as the leadership for the tribe. And so that's at Wednesday, 10 a.m. Okay, so in the email, there's directions on the phone number and then the access code. All right. Okay, so food boxes, that got kind of suspended for a little bit, but now we're reintroducing it back. Chairwoman, could you talk about that one? Food distribution from your office?
Yeah, we applied for funding to help bring food to you. And after December, we were told that was it. And then just last week, I've just been pressing on them that the pandemic hasn't ended. Some people don't have jobs. We live in a rural community. All the reasons why, we need this program. Submitted the application again, got great news that we're funded through the end of February. And then when that comes, I have to submit another application again. And it's on a month-by-month basis. But we will be doing that again, where the semi-truck comes from Shamrock. And this is the Farmers to Families program. And the food will be coming. And Jonathan Lupi, my distribution manager for that, and his team will be setting up on Wednesday at Chief Alchese Activity Center. And I believe that event for the vaccines on that day starts at 9. So we'll be in conjunction with them, and we'll be passing out masks, hygiene kits, and the food boxes. So mark your calendars for Wednesday.
So 2 events and 1 location. Yes. IHS is having a vaccination clinic, and you're also having the food distribution. Okay, good. All right, excellent. Okay, so that's this Wednesday. Keep that in mind. Also, Chairwoman, this past payday, attached to our check stubs were the W-2s. And so I learned that February 12 is the start of the tax season. And I already learned that there's a potential of delay in refunds. That won't affect me because I never had a refund in a long time. I owe. And so I'll probably owe again this year. But anyway, those that do have the fortunate side of getting a refund, they could be delayed. Also, the filing and payment deadline, it already got extended to July 15. Normally it's April 15, but it's to July 15. So there you go. Tax season, February 12 to July 15. And so be sure to do that. Also, Chairwoman, I've seen an email from our housing executive director, Victor Velasquez, concerning a program that's doing really good now. It's taken off. It's the shelter program. Could you expound on that?
Yes, we are working with Johns Hopkins University, and they have a program called the CORE program. And what that is a shelter program for elders, high-risk elders. And they're going around the reservation building detached bedrooms, if you will, for elders who will need to quarantine, because we live in multi-generational households. And that means grandma and grandpa, auntie, uncle, mom, dad, children, grandchildren, cousins, so-and-so, in-law, all under one household. That can get pretty congested, and it gets a little scary if someone gets sick with COVID. So that shelter will help grandma, grandpa stay in that detached room and isolate themselves from everyone else who might be quarantining in the home. And there's about 50 of them being built. The high-risk elders have already been identified by health officials, CHR, and they're all already accounted for. So the 50, the supplies come from Wamatco. They're purchasing the supplies from Wamatco, and Housing Authority has a team that's constructing them. And they look really, really neat, and they're small, but it's to get them through this COVID, a shelter. And I think I had sent the pictures to our producer. I don't know if he can show what it looks like, if he's able to.
Basically, it's a normal sized door. It's got some windows, and I think it even has a front porch.
Yeah.
But it's a little shelter, almost like a large storage unit, but it's pretty neat. I guess he mustn't. The photo might not be available, but it is there. And so, way to go, Housing Authority. All the people that are involved, working teamwork together on this for the elderly. Thank you very much. Thank you. And so also last announcement, I guess, Blue Ridge Unified School District, they are going to reinitiate live schooling. Could you talk about that, Chairwoman? Oh, there it is.
There it is. That's what it looks like. And has a, what is that? Electrical outlets, and then it has really nice insulation, and that's a detached bedroom, if you will, for their comfort during COVID. So
a small heater could probably heat that thing up pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
I would say it's small enough. Yeah. That's great. That's great, in the name of safety too. All right.
Yeah. And Lisa and Perry has a message here. Don't forget, Wyver Unified School District number 20, food pickup and drop off today for students from 2 to 4 due to weather conditions tomorrow.
Oh yeah, it's normally Sundays when they do that, but they're doing it today. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It says God,
so hopefully,
Chairwoman and Jerry. Thank you, Lisa. God bless you.
All right, Lisa. Thank you. Good. Bless you too. So Blue Ridge,
they're going back to school in person on Monday. Now, Superintendent Wright sent an email that I did post on my Facebook page. And should the snow get as high as they're predicting, they're going to use snow days. But they're going to let you know by Monday, 5 a.m., if they'll be having school or not. That was the content of his email. And I did post that email to my Facebook page. Those of you students and parents who have children at Blue Ridge Unified School District, please remember that.
Okay. Well, good. Chairwoman, we went through that pretty quick. A lot of announcements there, 10 of them. We are staying busy, and we do the best we can to tread forward into the future, the great unknown. And we're doing it as best as possible with prayer in mind, as we are going to have a day of prayer that you declared for next Sunday at 9 a.m. And so directors meeting, first one for the year, this Wednesday, 10 a.m. Check your emails. Gosh, I can't even remember some. Oh, the vaccines today. Go get your shots today. Let them turn you down. If you haven't gotten a shot, go over there. Go get it. Go get your shot. Well, Jerry said I can come over here. I'm only 40 years old, but you might get a shot. Who knows? And so go ahead, blame it on me. I don't mind. But we got to have a lot of people get shots, though. And so I'm getting mine on Monday. That'll be number 2. And so 10 days after that, I believe I'm 95% stronger in fighting off any potential virus. All right, Chairwoman, anything else you want to conclude with before we go to closing prayer?
Just everybody, thank you for watching. Thank you to the Fort Sill tribe. They've tuned in. Canadians are tuned in. Everybody that's tuning into the show, we can't thank you enough. And we're doing this to bring you the info and for you to get your source of info and try to make it a little bit of fun in there, humor. And in the day of prayer, I invite you to participate. Invite your tribe to participate. The stronger we are coming together, I believe the Creator will bless us, and we come together and in humility and in that spirit. And I just want to thank you all. And we'll turn the time over to Councilman DeClay, who will be giving us our closing prayer. Be safe out there. Wear your masks. Watch out for Grandma and Grandpa. Don't spend their money. That's their money. Let them get the things that they need. And if you live with Grandma and Grandpa, sweep the floor, wash dishes, chop some wood, wash clothes, scrub the bathtub, do your part, earn your keep. Get up early. Don't play video games all day, but help Grandma and Grandpa make their life a little bit easier, and Creator will bless you in return for helping watch out for the wisdom keepers out there. So, and
Chairwoman,
continue to do good in school. Yes.
Okay, before we go to prayer, I was so proud of my grandson, Kayoki. He did really good in flying colors in 2nd grade. And so I offered to buy him some video games. His mother said, no, we're going to get him more, encouraging him to read. And so I bought him this. And so he's starting to learn to read better. And I even got him something a little more with history, a Pacharia.
Oh,
I bought that one at Pickle Barrel in Globe. And then I decided to reward myself too. I saw this at the Walmart. I don't know if you can see it with the bright light, but it's Cobra Kai. Yeah, seasons 1 and 2 all in there. So I'm going to watch it again and then go to season 3 during the snow.
Good. And I can't forget. I cannot forget. Happy birthday, Destiny Kisei, our hometown McNary girl. Chabito Nagai. She comes from the Kisei family. Long line of athletes, excellent basketball players. She's representing the White Mountain Apache tribe in Heston, Kansas. Happy birthday to our Destiny Kisei. We're so proud of you, the White Mountain Apache tribe. Heck of a basketball player. Just fast, good ball handler. And she's out there making a name for herself and for her community. We're so proud of you, the Kisei family. Thank you for supporting your daughter, granddaughter, niece. And today's her birthday. So happy birthday, Destiny Kisei, from all of us back home. We're rooting for you. Sink those threes, steal that ball. And we're so proud of you. Happy birthday and many more. And Councilman DeClay will give us our closing.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you for being a guest, for being your guest. And also, thank you, Jerry Cloche. Closing prayer. Let's look at that. And then you don't know who, but on to whom because down Ziggy. Yeah, we Bible of Jeep Yeho inde ye chos di ko e benon telan de to ha i dai wo i ono tla le se inde tata da ga ho tiu danari tai le inde to be ka to su khaste le e to na stiu ai lai e benon te hono da wa atina ri yo li da wa o be abesinite in go down e ni gogli il giorno ya ne la ko da se leo ko pan bain ala e ni bala o chil ko e we most importantly because don Jesus Christ king tila wa we get in watching ya do what is chance and I be ka ko e no hui no wa tin la an to shira no wa ko e la John ra so la e ban si kes la speak out down ta hidayet eta ta na zita ta na exi li ko so ana ini tsala e ya Gaji ke entero lesko to zei irawa azu she daughter sa di ko la obeying and listening go together ana ko skako our heavenly father we thank you today we thank you for being here and we all thank you for our families keep a close watch on our elders our kids and ourselves protect us guide us lead us to see the lights to see the healing to see all your powerful work that you've done throughout this world. Keep us under your blood, the blood that was shed for every one of us, all human beings. Because dawn they don't go to cheat, go that go the party channel dico sa antio. Then they go stanico, chapadi out there the cheat. Then the car di, dead out in the car dico, in Sako because dawn lansa. Dico hati, no just zini na one, what is unlet let's go. Irawa ni channel di o teko ikono ko resto be yesen de sto ko chapa anal di ko sto ko ya ike hodan ti bitte sta telo sto the sa antiu on a show ko no chair with the vice with the council yeah we know staff the least and if we turn it on who we need to get it to go to the family what for we call it on the sto I ask all these in your son Jesus Christ amen
Amen.